Alright, so we're in the middle of my disgustingly awful, wonderful gold mine of miscellaneous items. This is an entire family's worth of crap, but this is my old shiny silver tub, as I called it, of miscellaneous computer goodies. I finally dug it out, so let's take a look, shall we? Delicious. Oh look, let's see, this is one that I kept. It's an old 250 megabyte tape drive. I got the tapes to it somewhere. It goes to the floppy interface, FDD interface. Got a Molex connector. I forgot I had a lot of this stuff. A bunch of old hard drives. A bag full of RAM, old RAM and CPUs, some of which have been destroyed. Let's see what I got. An old case. Oh, this is a K6. This looks like an old socket 3. Here's an Intel 486DX2. I think this is a 33 megahertz Intel. I don't even remember. Old stuff. Got a bunch of old pins, some EDO RAM, I think. Maybe this wasn't it. Very, very old stuff. If I'm lucky, I will find maybe an SB16, because my friend was looking for one. Ubiquitous 5 1/4. Got a ton of, oh, I see, sound card. I don't remember having this many PCI cards, but a majority of these are PCI. Well, it's an ISA card. There's another one. See a creative chip, and there you have it. I thought I had one of these still laying around. And it is indeed an SB16. Fortunately, my phone doesn't focus. To the best of my memory, I think this was still working. I may actually have to resurrect an old AT system to test it, because I don't have any way to test it right now. I think this is an old DDR, like 16 or 32 meg POS. Alright, let's see. I have a ton of AGP cards. Interesting find here. This is an AGP number 9. This company was very short-lived, but they were an up-and-coming company that very shortly produced an interesting line of graphics products. Let's see what I got here. PCI sound card that has a bunch of inputs. Front panel connector right there. Sorry, I'm not a very good cameraman while I'm looking through this crap. A PCI video card again. Oh, this was a 486 for a laptop. This is one of the first laptop modules this is. Let me look at it. 1989, 1992. SX709. I don't see any other information about it, and unfortunately you can't see it on the camera. But this went to a compact laptop. Kind of cool. And I've got like a dozen Ethernet cards. I think this is filled with more RAM. Got a handful of sockets. These are Pentium 3 generation. I don't remember what socket they are. This is a Celeron. This is Pentium 3 993, so 1 gigahertz, thereabout. Intel Overdrive. Heatsink stuck on this pretty good. I don't want to pull it off. Another P3. This is a Celeron 1.1. Got some useful stuff. I might be sending a lot of this to my friend because I don't think I will ever be using any of this ever again, and he might actually be interested in it. Oh, and here's a slot 2 board. It's a pretty decent looking one. I might be able to actually power this one up. It's got ISA slots, so I can possibly tinker with it and get something working. It's got a bunch of fan controllers on it. I think that's why I kept this one board, because it had a bunch of fan controllers on it. Had a bunch of memory slots, AGP, PCI, ISA, slot 2. I don't remember where my slot 2 processors are, but I know I've got them somewhere. I think they're in my other collection of crap. I've got one more box, but it's in the other shed. What is this? Some kind of slot loading thing. Got a bunch of random IBM disks. Oh, here's DOS, spelled with 2 S's. DOS 2.1. Oh, it's from Apple II discs. I never even owned an Apple II. What else? Another tape drive. This one says Traven. Another floppy formatted tape drive. I mean floppy interface, FDD interface. Ooh! And a crystal clear floppy disk. Fun. Here is Pentium 3 slot, if I remember correctly. Slot 2, yep. 600 megahertz. And just for reference, yes, I do call everything slot 2. Just because it's, or just slot, because it's all more or less the same. I don't know why, but these are my favorite kind of processors. They're just really cool. Fun to play around with. And you can just slide them in and out, instead of having to worry about all these freaking pins that you could bend. But unfortunately they were very short-lived, because they took up way too much space. That and the heat sinks were very, very difficult to mess with. But got the SB16 and the other sound card, and hope these work because he wants them.